Hot take: Jojo Rabbit isn't good. Before I talk about Jojo Rabbit, a disclaimer has to be made about this video. I haven't seen Jojo Rabbit, but from what I've heard it sounds terrible. Jojo Rabbit is the story of a little boy who finds a Jewish girl in his basement, or some shit like that. It doesn't really matter for my overall critique of this movie. The whole point of it is just to demonize Nazis. It's just so intolerant. I know conservatives get pissed when Captain Marvel comes out and HBO's Watchmen came out and Star Wars came out because it's all feminist propaganda, but come on guys, where is the representation and diversity for Nazis? I am yet to see a Nazi movie out in theaters that talks about Nazism in a serious way instead of just shitting on it. It's another fault of big corporations and the government because they're just suppressing it. It's funny to me how people will say it's fine for a show to preach liberal or conservative values, and then they just don't allow Nazis to. Or they say that they don't want any politics in any of their movies, but they're completely fine with people bashing on Nazis. I'm glad Netflix is showing some representation for the majority of us who like softcore child porn, but it's not enough. This movie openly demonizes Hitler, and worse than that, he's played by a Jewish guy. Now that being said, I heard the kid who plays Jojo in this movie has schizophrenia, so at least I can somewhat relate to him. But the whole movie is about him sympathizing with the Jew, which is fine. Contrary to popular belief, I actually don't think Nazism is the best form of fascism. But at the end of the movie, he completely changes his moral compass. Now I understand that this movie is satire, and it's obviously praising Nazism, but a lot of people are not going to get the satire. I'm not a huge fan of satire in general as a genre, and I don't really like it, especially in this setting. The majority of people came out of this movie thinking Nazism is bad because they didn't understand the fundamental concept of the movie. To be fair, you do have to have a very high IQ to understand Jojo Rabbit. The humor is extremely subtle, and without a solid grasp of political satire, most of the jokes will go over the typical viewer's head. There is also Jojo's skeptical outlook, which is deftly woven into his characterization. His personal philosophies draw heavily from the Communist Manifesto's literature. For instance, the fans will understand this line from the movie.
Hitler! Ooh, that's it, you got it! Heil Hitler, have a great day! Heil Hitler, you're gonna be the best! Heil Hitler, you can do it! Heil Hitler! Heil Hitler! Heil Hitler! Heil Hitler! Heil Hitler!
They have the intellectual capacity to truly appreciate the depths of these jokes, to realize that they're not just funny, but they say something deep about life and society. People who do not have the intellectual capacity to understand the clever humor are simply fools, and I pity them. And yes, by the way, I do have a Hitler tattoo, and no, you cannot see it. It's only for the ladies, and especially the men out there. And even they have to demonstrate that they're within 5 IQ points of my own beforehand. Also, YouTube strike down one of my videos for hate speech.